So you've been looking for the fastest way to make 5 to 10 grand a month without having to sell feed pics or letting beluga whales at the bar kiss your mustache for $20. Trust me, I have been there with dark times, my friend. But you decided on dropshipping, which is a great choice because today I'm going to teach you exactly how to find winning products, then create high converting product pages and wrap it all up with how I like to plan and make my ads to scale any product from 0 to over 100 grand a month. So what makes up a winning product in the first place? Well, let's break it down with a live example. So in this video, as you guys can clearly see, hubba. I'd like to add her to my cart, but she's wearing this premium waist trainer. But you may be wondering, how do I know if this is a good product? So my first criteria point is it has to have proven sales validation, at least 30 grand a month, which on Calidata we can see right here it's doing over 100K a month, so we know the product is proven. But you can also hop on Amazon and look up similar products. It doesn't have to be the exact design, but we just want to know if products in this category are getting proven sales. So if you use a tool like Jungle Scout or Helium 10 on Amazon, it'll show you the sales data. And then the final spot where you could go is also Temu to see what the sales are like over there. Now, the next most important criteria is having a fat, juicy margin. So when I am selling any product, it needs to at least be 3x more than it cost me from my supplier, and I need at least a minimum of a $25 margin. So with this product right here, we can see the average price is about $72 to $99, and if we look up the average price on Google Shopping, which is another great reference point, we got $69, $49, around this range of, I would say, between $35 to $79 seems to be the right price point, which I can get away with selling this product for. You can also go on Amazon and do the same process. But with that in mind, let's say, for instance, I want to sell this product for around $65. That means I need to be able to source it for 3 times less, which after going on AliExpress, I can actually find basically the exact same model for $6 plus free shipping. So I easily have the margins that I need. In fact, in this case, because the product only cost me $6, to meet my margin rules, I would just need to sell it for $31, and I am cooking, which is actually on the cheaper end for a product like this. Now, on my product research sheet, I break down all the other criteria points I look for. As you can see, a good return rate typically means that on Amazon, when I find this product, it is at least a 4.2 or above on the star rating. Anything below that usually means high returns, and it's just really not worth your time investment. Content, obviously, when you are running ads for images or videos, you would want to have as much content available. So when I'm going on Calidata, we can see there is plenty of content for this waist trainer, so we are good to go in the content department. And then finally, is this product evergreen and is it brandable? So for evergreen, obviously there's certain products where you know people are only going to buy that for Valentine's Day or a certain holiday. And I just don't really see the purpose of selling those products because it's just so short-sighted. And if you're going to put in all the effort to build a website, have the right product, and actually make money, why would you only want to make money for a week or two and then you have to shut it down and restart the process all over again? It just doesn't make a lot of sense for me. And then the final thing is the product brandable? There are just certain products where you're going to look at it and you'd be like, okay, it's really generic. You can find that almost everywhere on eBay, on Amazon, Target, your local flea market, or your neighbor Dave across the street. You just don't want to sell products that are easily accessible and that anyone could find. So for me personally, with a waist trainer like this, if I can sell that this has a certain feature or a certain benefit that makes it different than other waist trainers, then yes, this would be a product that I can brand. Now, comment spreadsheet down below if you want access to that, but let's go on to how to actually find winning products. Now, there's 2 methods that I absolutely love right now. One is free and one is paid. So with the paid method, this is Calidata. It's about $50 a month. And in the product section, this is a freaking gold mine with the right settings. So obviously, play around, use this as a template though. So I personally like to do anything with revenue between 30 to 100K. So it's not too saturated, but has proven sales demand. It is being sold with video ads, and it is a product between $20 to $100. Now, obviously you can play around with other filters just so you can see new products all the time, but these alone should help you find a ton of really good products. So let's do some live product research and I'll break down what I'm personally looking for. So I do like my problem solving products with the right margins. So right here, walking pad, and the keywords on a lot of these products are a dead giveaway if it's a dropshipping product. So typically when the keywords don't have, like Magic Spoon, a brand name, that typically means that you can dropship this. So like Deal Supplement Vitamin D3K2, that's so generic, that is 100% a supplement that is being dropshipped right now. So all of those I tend to open up. Now, if we scroll on down, let's see if there's anything else that really catches the eye today. 5-in-1 curling wand set. Yep, beauty products. Absolutely love those. Now, they do tend to be sometimes a little saturated, so that might be one thing that deters me. But if we scroll on down, vibration plate, losing weight, love it. Got a little pet vacuum right here. I also love that type of product. And if we scroll on down, portable jump starter is a winning product for sure, but I know it's a little bit saturated and tapped out. So I just don't tend to sell those. And you may be asking yourself, Ethan, you didn't really talk about saturation earlier on. And this is something that you learn with time. When you're doing product research, you're going to see the same products over and over and over again. And those are typically the products you want to avoid. But because you've then gained that frame of reference of knowing what's already been done a million times, then when you see a new product that is a winner that matches your criteria, and that's the type of product you would rather sell instead of these saturated ones you see over and over and over again. So let's scroll down here. Let's just see if there's anything else that really catches the eye. Scrub Daddy, obviously huge Shark Tank brand. Cervical ergonomic pillow. Now that could be a little saturated, but it is a winner. So yeah, again, like we got the portable car jump starter one more time already, and this is on the second page. So if you see the same product multiple times, I would highly recommend avoiding that, but look for the ones where you only really see it once, maybe twice at the max, and solves a good problem. So vibration plate, the fact that we're already seeing it multiple times, that's usually a bad sign for saturation. So scrolling down, the portable projector, definitely very saturated. The vibration plate already, again, golly, how many BBWs are out there? And then full body deodorant supplement. I do like my supplements. If you have the right supplier, and I have a full video about all the best suppliers, you can easily get great quotes for the types of products like this, and they're great problem solvers. They are evergreen. This is a type of product that I'd love to sell. So now let's hop into our Chinese overlords on Temu. Now, I would recommend having a profile because based on the products you've clicked, they actually have really good recommendations. And all of these products are dropshipping winners. So go to best selling, go to 5-star rated. And typically what I like to do is go through the niches and start developing my eye. This is an important skill. You have to know what worked in the past if you're going to know what's going to work in the future. So obviously you're going to see a lot of products where there's multiple listings. So for those products, same rule with saturation, do not sell those. Look for products where you only really see 1 or 2 listings, but they match similar characteristics to other winners in the space. So if I was to notice, what are the trends in the beauty space? So we're seeing a lot of skincare, we're seeing a lot of mascara, a lot of wigs. So based on that, we could try to look for other products in a similar category, but that aren't being sold very heavily right now. So scrolling on down, we are seeing a lot of the same kind of products, but if we go down, ooh, we got an electric nail drill machine, 5,000 sold. So clearly there's a lot of sales demand. It's a problem solver. In the beauty space, I do like those types of products. So that's something I would definitely want to add to my list. And this is something that takes time, people. I mean, you are going to go through pages. You are going to see thousands of products when you're doing product research the right way. And then eventually, realistically, probably 10 to 20 would really catch your eye that you actually do research on. So this is a process where I am just going to keep scrolling. I might mix up the niches if after I've been scrolling for 10 straight minutes, I'm not really seeing anything new that catches my eye. But obviously, it's a process that does take some time. And ooh, heated wrist brace with massager. I do like my massage products. It's actually really weird that this is in the beauty category, but hey, if it's got the right sales data and we can see that it has the margins, I'm not opposed. So now that you picked your winning product, the next step is creating a high converting product page. Now, this is a process that does take time and reps. And if you have templates, it is so much more efficient. So for me personally, in my one-on-one program, we have multiple templates for, if you're selling a fitness product, if you're selling clothing products, if you're selling more problem-solving health products, because each type of product is a little bit different, but to have a template already made makes this process so much faster. So right now I have this shoulder massager and I'm using my health template. So you can see right here, it's got certain sections like video reviews, description blocks, a product comparison, more reviews, etc., etc. But this is all the bare bones essentials that you are going to need. You don't need more than this though when you're selling a problem solver. Now, breaking it down section by section, the product review section is just using LAI reviews, and that is the best review app because you can import reviews directly from Amazon. And those just tend to be the most authentic, genuine reviews, way better than the AliExpress fast shipping product is good. Very robotic reviews. Now, FAQ, that's something I populate usually using a ChatGPT prompt or just moving over the frequently asked questions from Amazon. 30-day money-back guarantee. Again, this is something that's a non-negotiable. It's super easy to do, and it's just risk reversal. So people know, okay, if the product doesn't work, hey, I can get my money back. Now, when it comes to social proof, I don't just have it at the bottom. I don't just have it here in the middle. I also have it at the top because your social proof is the main way you communicate that your product actually delivers the benefits that you're promising. So I like to do video reviews. I like to do image reviews. I like to do text reviews just so people have undeniable proof that this product does in fact deliver on the benefits. So if you use a theme like Shrine, they already have a lot of these sections built in. So this is the testimonial section block. And as you can see right here, this is just the usual multi-row. And then as we scroll back up, this loved by thousands around the globe is an image video slider. I believe I personally got this from an app called section.store. This is a great app where you can add different sections that your theme doesn't already naturally have. So this is video grid social media, but you can explore and see if there's other things you like. Like, yes, I have used this Trustpilot section and it is so freaking powerful. But if there's anything missing on your theme that you would want to add, section.store is the way to go. Now, if you want access to all the resources and templates that I use to make this process so much easier and that I use to scale my dropshipping brands to over 6 figures a month, then you can click the link down below and apply to my one-on-one coaching program, where you're not only going to get access to everything that I use to scale my brands, but 6 coaching calls a week where you will get personalized feedback on your product selection, on your websites, and of course your ads and how to scale with Facebook and TikTok ads so that you can scale your brand to $1,000 a day guaranteed in the next 180 days, or we keep coaching you for free until you do. So if you're interested, click the link down below and apply before we run out of spots. Now, breaking down the above the fold section, this is where you really make your money. Now, I always will have an announcement banner that has urgency and social proof. So sale ends at midnight and loved by 15,000 customers is really all you need. And I believe I also got this with section.store. Now, in the product photos, you need to be strategic. So with my hero product image, I always will list out, here's the main benefit you are going to get. Your personal masseuse at the press of a button, you have a guarantee, and you have social proof. Now the next images, usually I'm doing a benefit call out. So call out the main benefits that you're going to get from using this product, then have a testimonial also in the product photos. And here we are comparing it versus other similar products. But basically, your above the fold section should do all the convincing people need to buy your product. They should not even need to scroll down to see the rest of your product page. So I try to give them all the key information. Then we also have, a little sub description. So again, here's your problem. Here's how our product helps get rid of that problem in the fastest, easiest way. And then here's some more bullet point benefits. So all the key information and details is right here. And we also have some bits of urgency. So limited supply, high demand. You could also do already sold out over 4 times, limited supply available. And I've also done things where I add liquid code like this one right here, where it says only 7 units left in stock. And we got the red note. So that also works incredibly well for having some urgency, which you need to have on your product page. Otherwise, people just won't feel the need to make a decision today. Now, I can get, you might be a little overwhelmed and intimidated by the eDogs product pages because yes, these are very detailed. And for you, this might honestly take you a few days to build because it is a lot when you're first doing it from scratch. But I always, like I said, use templates for literally everything, for the product page sections and for the images. I mean, personally, I already have this inside of my Notion for my 101 program. We have all of these image ad plug and plays. So for instance, when I'm doing my benefit call out images, I already have all of these templates. In fact, in Canva, if I showed you, I mean, there is so many different templates where all I have to do is just click inside and I just put in the main information about my product. I'll put a little picture. So this is actually for that waist trainer we just saw. So the shapewear that feels like a second skin, little headline, some bullet point benefits. That's just all I really need. Now, the most important skill in dropshipping by far is your copywriting and marketing abilities. If you are selling the same product as hundreds of other people, you need to be able to articulate the benefits, the use cases, and the problems your target audience is having and why they need your product better than everyone else. But how do you actually do that? How do you write a description like this where it's so detailed and relatable? Well, obviously it takes trial and error, but where you start is you have to hop on Amazon and you need to look up the top listings for your product or similar products in the space that offer similar solutions. So you can truly understand that through reading these, what people are looking for, why are they buying the product, what benefits do they want, what problems are they currently dealing with, and that's what you're going to use. You are just going to regurgitate what people have told you in your copy. So you should have a document that looks something like this, where you have 4, 5, even 6 pages worth of reviews, and using all this, you can use a ChatGPT prompt to summarize all the key details, and that is the gold of how to write a product description in minutes. Now, because I'm such a good guy, if you like this video and comment ChatGPT down below, I will send you the exact prompt that I personally use that has made me over 7 figures in sales. But I'm watching you, bucko. I better see that like button turning red or green or whatever color it is. And basically all it is I add my reviews and I ask ChatGPT these key questions. But I get it. You're way too lazy to copy all this stuff over. So I will send it to you. And what it should look like after you do that is something like this. So all the key details about who is my main target audience, I usually will keep it to the main 2 to 3. And then same thing here with the value propositions, the benefits, the pain points. This is all the key juicy details that you are going to use to write your description. But if you have another prompt, I mean, you could just ask Claude. The best copywriting AI will write your product description and be incredibly detailed. So usually with Claude, I will paste in all the information I got from my first prompt, and then I will give it this prompt, which is my product description template. So I always like to do a headline. I like to have frequently asked questions, a guarantee. Now, I will admit, you can take a screenshot. You can write this out. If you want access to it, though, I will tell you how you can if you want to join my one-on-one program. But this is what it should look like. We have a great comparison table breaking down the key benefits about why our product is better than others. And these reviews are so freaking good. I mean, I hunch over my computer. I developed severe neck pain. It's just so relatable. I worked construction for 20 years. So it's multiple very specific use cases. So if we have someone on our product page, they are bound to relate to at least one of these reviews. And the actual product description itself is about 75 to 80% of the way there. So I usually will ask these prompts, hey, generate me 5 to 10 different headlines. So I have options and ideas as to what I feel like will be the most relatable thing to my audience. And kind of the same thing with the individual sections of, describing the problem and also describing the benefits. But once you do all that, you are going to have a very high converting description. Now, the final and most important thing on your product page is your offer and split testing that to find what is the right price point and offer structure that your customers are going to love. Because even when your product page is exactly the same, just a $2 to $3 difference in price can double or triple your conversion rate. It is insane how it happens. But how do you do this in the first place? Well, first off, when I am selling any product like this one right here, the way you beat 99% of other dropshippers is you try to think of an irresistible offer. So for supplements, what most people are going to do is this. Hey, the product's $30, but it's originally $50. But no one really believes the initial compare ad price, at least anymore. So I like to do this BOGO deal where it's, okay, you can buy one, get one free for $35, and you can buy one for $30. So the actual perceived value is, oh, this product's really worth $30, but in this other offer, I can get two for $17.50. That is so much of a better deal in comparison to the first one that, of course, I'm going to go with that, and it seems like a no-brainer. And that's how you want people to feel when they see your price and when they see your offer. Now, obviously, the more typical offer would be a volume discount play where, yeah, if you want to buy two, you save a certain amount off, which also can work as well. So typically, you would do something like, oh, you save 15 to 20% if you buy two, and then if you buy three, you save 20 to 25% off. Now, if you're wondering how you can set this up, this is all using an app called Kaching. It's very simple. And when you have these two offers made, then how do you actually split test them? Well, I use an app called A/B Convert, which can split test your traffic to have 50% to go to one product page and 50% to go to another. Now, how it works is that when you are sending your Facebook, your TikTok, whatever traffic to one product page, that needs to be the trigger event. So let's say this is the original product page where we're going to send all of our traffic to. Well, I'm going to go back to A/B Convert. I'm going to go to my page URL. I'm going to paste that here. And then anyone that lands on this product page, 50% of them will go to that original product page. And then if I grab the URL of my other product page, then 50% will now go to the other one as well. So that way I can see which one actually performs better. Now, here's the exact 7-figure process I use to create winning ads for any dropshipping product. So I first start with who is my target audience, and I usually boil it down to the two biggest target audiences that I've identified when I'm reading reviews. So in this example, we had the people with chronic neck and shoulder pain and then office workers. So after that, I usually like to do 4 frameworks in total, 2 frameworks to the first target audience and 2 frameworks to the second target audience. Now, if you're wondering what a framework is, it's just a way of presenting the value of your product. So for instance, video frameworks, we have problem solution, before and after. There's so many different versions. And just as an example, you can see this is the typical format for most problem solution scripts. But of course, I also like to do image ads as well because they're so efficient and can also perform better than video ads a lot of the time. So if I was doing it for this neck and shoulder massager, for our first target audience with people with chronic neck and shoulder pain, I would definitely do a problem solution video, and then I would most likely do a big claim headline image ad. So when I'm making these, all I have to do is just click on the link, and then I immediately have access to the template, and I just put in the information about my product. And if you want a further breakdown of how I like to make my image ads, I would recommend watching this video right here. But when it comes to the video ads, the first step now after we choose in our frameworks is then writing out our scripts. So when we're doing that, I do recommend having either a ChatGPT or Claude prompt where you have put in examples of winning ads that have really solid scripts. So that way you can train the model to understand what it's like to write a script that actually feels human, that actually feels authentic and genuine. Because usually if you're just going to say, hey, write me a script, it's gonna come out sounding a little robotic. So for me personally, I always recommend train the prompt, actually teach it how to speak like a human, then give it the information about your product. So in this case, the shoulder massager, all of that work we did right here, all the market research, I'm gonna put that into Claude, I'm gonna put that into ChatGPT. Then I will do one more prompt where I basically just walk it through. Here's an example of the framework that I'm selecting. So in this case, this is how a problem solution script should look like, and then apply it to my specific product after giving all the information about it. So after you have both of these AI tools fighting for your affection and love with their amazing scripts, usually they get about 75% of the way there. So you're gonna have to do some tweaking. A lot of times they will have too many words, so you're just gonna have to trim the fat and get down to the real nitty-gritty points as to what people actually care about. So my general mindset when writing copy is always with them. What is in it for me? Am I clearly articulating the biggest benefits, the biggest use cases, the biggest transformations you're going to get from using my product? And with the hook, it tends to be that the most important thing is actually your hook visual, because obviously we're very visual creatures. We are scrolling on social media and we are looking for something that stops our scroll. So for me, I will always find content on my product, usually by first heading on to TikTok, looking up the main keywords of my product, and I'm looking for something that really will stop someone in their scroll, which this right here, I will say is very engaging. So obviously look at the highest performing videos of your product and take the best clips from those and put those as your hook visuals or as B-roll clips throughout your video as well. So TikTok's a great place. Calidata is another one where if you can find your product, they're going to have tons of great videos that you can easily download and use clips from as well. And then finally, I would also recommend YouTube. Look up the keywords. You can see tons of good videos. And it also doesn't hurt to look on Amazon as well, because as you can see, there's also plenty of user-generated content on Amazon as well, which you can use that looks very authentic and way more genuine than if you're using stock clips. And if you're wondering, the way you can download videos off of Amazon is I personally use a tool called ZDrop. It's about $15 a month, and you can download unlimited videos and images from there. Now, let's get back to our scripts. When it comes to the other aspects of your hook outside of your visual, that is the actual script itself, the words you're choosing. So I actually have a whole hooks document that has a bunch of different templates that I can just plug and play the information about my product in to get my audience's attention. So in a lot of cases, I will usually mix up hooks that are problem identifiers and then benefit identifiers. So for instance, if you have neck and shoulder pain, then keep watching. Or as a benefit, if you want to get rid of years of chronic neck and shoulder pain, then keep watching. Or you need this viral massager. So the thing you have to think about the most with your video ad is definitely the hook. What is the visual and what is the script that creates enough curiosity that tells people here is the value of what you were going to get if you dedicate the next 20 to 30 seconds to watching this video. Those are the main key things to get down. So once you write your scripts, your hooks, and you gather all the best content from the internet, this is what it should look like inside of an editor like CapCut. As you can see, I have about 15 to 20 different videos, and then I've generated an AI voiceover of my script using 11 Labs. So putting it all together in my timeline, what I tend to do is I will try to think to myself with each line of my script, what is the visual that corresponds the best with it? So let's just take a quick listen right here.
This is the only massager that mimics real hands to melt away tension and those stubborn neck knots.
Okay, so we're saying that it mimics real hands. So obviously we want a shot of the product in action, which is exactly what we have, and it's very engaging. This was taken from one of those viral videos where the visuals are already proven to convert. And it's a very simple style of editing. When I do my edits, I usually will have each clip showing on screen for about 2 to 4 seconds, and every time I have a new line in my script, so when we go from one sentence to the next, the visual will also change at the same time. Other little editing tips, I do like to have auto captions. I don't like them to be too in the way or too crazy so that people can actually focus on the visual. And then when it comes to music, with CapCut, they already have a music section where you can just take some of the best music that's already proven to work. So if you go here to audio, then music, you can see vlog, trending. You just really pick 2 to 3 you like, and you're just going to rinse and repeat those same tracks every single time. And then when I'm done editing the entire video, what I usually do is I will save this. This will be ad number 1, and I'll make 4 versions of it where I'll have 4 different hooks, because the hooks are obviously the most important thing that gets people interested in my product and watching the full video in the first place. So that's how I make a total of 5 video ads for each framework. And to wrap things up, I will admit for a lot of beginners, the editing process is usually the thing that takes the most time. So if you're feeling like, okay, I could test at least 1 to 2 products a week if I just had a better solution for editing, then I would highly recommend using a service like Viral Ecom Ads, where if you become a VIP, you can actually get 4 video ads made for $15, which is an absolute steal. All you have to do is just give them the script, give them your product, and they will find the best clips, content already available, and they already know how to do all the editing in the way that actually converts. So if you're looking for a more efficient process, and what I actually personally use myself, I always end up outsourcing to an editor that has more experience. So that way it's a more efficient process and I get the highest quality ads for my testing. So I'd highly recommend giving them a shot, and you can even save some money on your first order when you click the link down below in my description and use my code. And once you have your batch of about 16 to 20 ads, I would highly recommend watching this video next so you know exactly how I like to test my ads on Facebook and start scaling once I have a winner.